Welcome back, students. I am Omkar sir again, and we'll be starting with the very fresh part of the same topic, that is heredity and variation. अगर बच्चों आपको याद है, हम लोग ने लास्ट अपने वीडियो सेक्शन में हम लोग ने कंप्लीट किया था पूरा जेनेटिक्स वाला पार्ट. सो आज से जो भी लेक्चर रहेगा वो रहेगा क्रोमोसोमल बेसिस था. So let's start with what we can see here is the chromosomal theory of inheritance. Now it's a theory. Since it's a theory, it has to be postulated by someone. So there were two scientists who postulated the chromosomal theory of inheritance. Those two scientists are Boveri and Sutton. So Walter Sutton and Theodore Boveri were the scientists who put forth the concept of theory of, that is chromosomal theory of inheritance. जैसे concept of heredity of genes was given by Mendel. So similar lines पे जो a transmission of chromosomal inheritance was given by Walter Sutton and Theodore Boveri. These are the two scientists, that is the Sutton and the Boveri are the two scientists who put forth the concept of chromosomal theory of inheritance. So since it is a theory, we need to have something called as the postulate. So there are 5 points to this theory, very simple 5 points to this theory. First point states that the gametes, that is, we all know gametes are the sperm and the egg are the gametes. These are the gametes which carry all the hereditary characters. So what is the first point saying कि हर एक gamete में, that is sperm हो या egg हो, दोनों में hereditary characters present होते हैं, and those are the link between the parents and the offspring. Those are the links between the parents and the offspring. तो parent मतलब क्या होता है? Parent मतलब होता है अपने parental generation, and offspring मतलब होता है the first filial generation. तो gametes are what? They are the link between the parents and the offspring. Okay. Second point देखते हैं. सेकेंड पॉइंट से पहले यू कैन सी द फोटोग्राफ, एंड फोटोग्राफ में भी वही दिख रहा है. यू कैन सी द फादर, एंड फादर हैज़ द स्पर्म, the mother has the egg, and the zygote is formed. So what we say, the gametes, that is sperm and the egg, carry all the hereditary characters, and they are the link between whom? The parents and the offspring. So the gametes are the link between the parents and the offspring. Next, the nucleus of the gamete contains chromosome which carry all the hereditary characters. We all know the cell has the nucleus, and the nucleus contains the genetic information. The nucleus here contains chromosome, and we all know chromosome carry all the genes. So that means the nucleus of the gametes, you can see here the gametes, के अंदर जो nucleus है it contains the chromosome. So the 2 points of the 5-point postulates of the chromosomal theory of inheritance are the gametes, that is the sperm and the egg, carry all the hereditary characters, and they are the link between the parents and the offspring. Second of all, the nucleus of the gamete contains chromosomes, which carry all the hereditary characters. So it's very simple. The two points are clear with this. Next thing is the third point. Third point says the chromosomes are found in pairs in somatic or the diploid cell. We all know, we have studied the chapter of cell division in the 11th standard. So we all know that there are two types of cell. One is somatic cell and the germ cell. The somatic cell usually contains a diploid set of chromosomes, that is a whole set of chromosomes, such as in example a human diploid cell, that is a somatic cell, has 46 chromosomes. So that means 23 pairs of chromosomes. Such is nothing but called as a diploid cell. Such cells is nothing but called as a diploid cell. Next, now what happens? We all know during meiosis, that is basically during the gamete formation, homologous chromosomes we have already seen, like 1 and 1 chromosome, 2 and 2 chromosome are the homologous chromosome. This homologous chromosome, they pair up and they segregate or separate independently at meiosis. So whenever the meiosis is happening, that is gamete formation happens only under the cell division of meiosis. So meiosis is responsible for what? Gamete formation. तो जब gametes बनते हैं, तो gametes बनने के टाइम पे homologous chromosome, that is chromosome 1 1 2 2 3 3, ये सारे chromosome क्या होते हैं? ये pair up हो जाते हैं, and pair होने के बाद क्या होगा? ये separate हो जाएंगे. Separate होने के मतलब क्या होगा? You can see here the first Okay, they pair up. The homologous chromosome, they pair up, they undergo crossing over. The details of crossing over would be done in the further part of the lecture, but for now just understand, they pair up, they undergo crossing over, and they are separated. And once they are separated, okay, every partner of the other partner goes to the respective cell. For example, this first chromosome would go to the one cell, and its homolog, that is the other partner, would go to the other cell. That means they separate independently at meiosis. Thus each gamete, I would say, thus each gamete contains only one chromosome of a pair. तो जैसे फर्स्ट पेयर ऑफ क्रोमोजोम सेपरेट हुए, एक क्रोमोजोम गया एक सेल में, दूसरा गया दूसरे सेल में, ऐसे ऑल 23 पेयर्स ऑफ क्रोमोजोम दे अलाइन एंड दे आर सेपरेटेड. दैट मीन्स out of 46 chromosomes, only 23 chromosomes are being received by every gamete cell. That's why the gamete becomes haploid. Always remember, the body cells are diploid, but the gametic cell, that is the sperm and the egg, they are haploid, that is having only half the number of original chromosome. जो जैसे अगर ह्यूमंस की बात करें, ह्यूमंस में 46 क्रोमोसोम होते हैं डिप्लॉयड कंडीशन में, दैट इज सोमैटिक सेल में. बट गैमेट में बच्चों कितने कितने क्रोमोसोम होते हैं? अगर तुम लोगों ने आंसर गेस किया है, आंसर गेस किया बच्चों 23, दैट मीन्स यू आर एब्सोल्युटली राइट. So that is the fourth point saying that. And last but not the least, जैसे ही गैमेट बने, ओके, दे ऑल हैड 23 क्रोमोसोम. जब फर्टिलाइजेशन होगा, मतलब एग के 23, स्पर्म के 23 फर्टिलाइज होंगे, तो यू कैन सी हियर स्पर्म के 23 क्रोमोसोम, एग के 23 क्रोमोसोम जब फर्टिलाइज होंगे, यूनियन ऑफ स्पर्म एंड एग होगा, तो वी ऑल नो जाइगोट होगा, और जाइगोट के कितने क्रोमोसोम होंगे? 46. दैट इज द फिफ्थ पॉइंट सेइंग दैट ड्यूरिंग फर्टिलाइजेशन द यूनियन ऑफ स्पर्म एंड एग रिस्टोर्स द डिप्लॉयड नंबर ऑफ क्रोमोसोम. That is the fifth point says during fertilization the union of sperm and the egg restores the diploid number of chromosome in the individual, and that's why whenever we are born we have a complete set of chromosome, that is 46 chromosome, because of fertilization. Easy. So bachcho, these are the 5 points of the chromosomal theory of inheritance. I hope you remember those, and they are very very important to remember. We all know that Theodore Boveri and Walter Sutton and Boveri in short, they had given the concept of chromosomal theory of inheritance, and it has 5 important points. You are supposed to learn all the 5 important points. Okay, we'll proceed ahead. What is chromosome? We have started with the chapter that is chromosomal theory and all, but what exactly is chromosome? Now for understanding chromosome we need to see what exactly it defines. So what is a chromosomes? Chromosomes are filamentous bodies present in the nucleus. So you can see that is a cell, and cell has a nucleus, and nucleus के अंदर you can see some filamentous body. This filamentous body is collectively called as chromosome. So what are chromosomes? Chromosomes are nothing but the filamentous body present in the nucleus. Now the term chromosome was coined by Valdier. The term chromosome was coined by Valdier, and the actual meaning of chromosome says chroma and soma. Chroma मतलब होता है color, and soma मतलब होता है body. So what exactly we say that your chromosomes are basically found in the nucleus, and these are filamentous body that you cannot see without coloring or staining them. So filamentous bodies are there where you cannot see without staining them, so that's why we are supposed to add a coloring agent that we call it as stain. So when we add a stain, so the bodies appear colored, and that's why chroma and soma, colored body. That's how he came up with the term chromosome. Easy. None of the text have been incorporated in your textbook, but still an additional information regarding the origin of the word chromosome we have included in the lecture. Okay, let's proceed ahead. Visible during cell division. So what exactly it means? So chromosomes can only be seen in a proper shape only when the cell is about to divide. So the division could have been mitosis, or it could have been meiosis. So it's just an example. We have said that chromosomes are visible during cell division. I have mentioned only mitosis, but it could also mean meiosis also. Okay, the size of the chromosome varies from species to species. That's quite obvious. Like for example, the size of the chromosome in case of humans is like this first diagram, and that of the lion would be in the second, and that of the dog would be the third. So that means, in short, I would say the size of the chromosome varies from species to species. It doesn't mind, and the all of the animals present in the living world would have the same size of chromosome. In fact, in human beings also every cell has the nucleus, and nucleus has what do you call it as chromosome. Inside nucleus we have 23 pairs of chromosome. The size of the chromosome also varies. That would be the next point. What are the two phases of cell division? This is a very important fact that we need to understand, because before we proceed with the actual part of the chromosome visibility and all, we need to have this basic question needs to be answered. So if you have pen and paper while you are watching the video or just listening the video, try to answer whatever questions I'm throwing at. Okay, what are the two phases of cell division? It's quite simple. The two phases of cell division are, yes, first is interphase and second is M phase. First is interphase and second is M phase. We are not been covering any of the cell division topics in this part because we have already covered in the 11th standard, and I'm only focusing on the 12th standard videos for now. So what interphase and M phase are the two basic phases of the cell division. Next question, what are the four phases of M phase? We all know there are four basic phases of M phase. A very simple form, PMAT. What does PMAT stand for? Prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. So the four phases of M phase. M could be mitosis, M could be meiosis, but you should always remember that the M phase has four important phases. What are the four important phases? Prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. That is basically PMAT if you take the initials of all the four phases. Okay, we all know, you can see here the interphase and here the M phase. The M phase has the prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase, and the cell has been divided. So you can see the basic gradation in the cell structure that is inside the cell, that is basically the chromosomal structures. Now, each metaphase chromosome shows, so we all should know, the best structure of chromosome is only visible during the metaphase of the chromosome. जब metaphase होता है chromosome, जब एक cell division हो रहा है तो उसके metaphase stage में जो chromosome दिखता है, that is the perfect structure that we often study of a chromosome. So that's why each metaphase chromosome shows a length of 0.1 to 33 micrometer. This length में 0.1 से 33 micrometer क्यों? Because I have already told you that the size of the chromosome even in a particular cell also varies. Only the partners are of same length. Like chromosome 1 and 1 would be 33 micrometer, but 2 and 3 would be of different sizes. So the length varies from a minimum of 0.1 to a maximum of 33 micrometer, and the thickness varies from 0.2 to 2 micrometer. So the diameter wise 0.2 से लेकर 2 micrometer तक उसका diameter रहता है. And you should pay a very close attention to a very important fact that जो लेंथ एंड थिकनेस है वो हर एक क्रोमोजोम का अलग अलग रहता है इसके लिए. ना नेक्स्ट थिंग सवाल आता है, सर माइक्रोमीटर होता क्या है? वी ऑल शुड रिमेंबर, फिजिक्स में तो हम लोग ने कई दफ़ा यूज़ किया माइक्रोमीटर, बायो में रेयरली यूज़ करते हैं, बट स्टिल वी शुड नो व्हाट इज़ अ माइक्रोमीटर. 1 माइक्रोमीटर इज इक्विवेलेंट टू 10⁻⁻⁶ मीटर. या रिवर्स वे देखा जाए, रिवर्स वे देखा जाए तो 1 मीटर इज इक्वल टू 10⁻⁻⁶ माइक्रोमीटर. इफ यू रिमेंबर conversion. नहीं तो if you don't get the conversion clearly, you can go and google up what is 1 micrometer indicates. Proceed करते हैं. shape. ओके, इंटरफेज एंड मेटाफेज में शेप अलग होता है. इंटरफेज में द क्रोमोसोम अपीयर्स इन द फॉर्म ऑफ क्रोमैटिन नेटवर्क. तो सर ये क्रोमैटिन नेटवर्क होता क्या? फॉर दैट आई हैव इंक्लूडेड अ डायग्राम. यू कैन सी द डायग्राम सेज ओके, एकदम सिंपली एकदम नेटवर्क एकदम ऐसे लग रहा है कि वायर का मैश है. सुनो, जैसे अपने ईयरफोन्स की वायर्स होती है अपनी जेब में रखते हैं और जेब से निकालने के बाद कैसे दिखता है, सिमिलर लाइन पे दिस इज हाउ द क्रोमोसोम्स अपीयर in the interphase, and the shape of this chromosomes is usually often called as chromatin network. तो सर मेटाफेज में क्या होता है? मेटाफेज में मैक्सिमम कंडेंसेशन होता है, दे अपीयर शॉर्ट एंड थिक. हाउ एग्जैक्टली दे अपीयर? यू कैन सी देयर इज़ अ बेसिक डिफरेंस बिटवीन द इंटरफेस क्रोमोसोम एंड मेटाफेज क्रोमोसोम. हम लोग बहुत दफ़ा कौन सा टाइप का क्रोमोसोम ड्रॉ करते हैं? द सेकेंड टाइप, दैट इज यूजुअली वी ड्रॉ द क्रोमोसोम विच इज़ यूजुअली द शेप ऑफ व्हाट वी सी इन केस ऑफ मेटाफेजिक क्रोमोसोम. दैट्स व्हाई इधर भी देखो द फर्स्ट पॉइंट ऑफ द स्लाइड स्टेट्स दैट each metaphase chromosomes, okay, each metaphase chromosome shows. So this is the basic calculation of the size of the chromosome based on which phase it belongs to. It belongs to the metaphase. Okay, so दो टाइप के शेप्स होते हैं. इंटरफेज में अलग शेप दिखता है, मेटाफेज में अलग शेप दिखता है. ओके बच्चों, आगे बढ़ते हैं. फंक्शंस ऑफ क्रोमोसोम बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है सर. क्रोमोसोम्स के बारे में हम लोगों ने पढ़ा तो ज़रूर, इतना फंक्शंस क्या होते हैं? वेरी सिंपल, यू शुड अंडरस्टैंड. क्रोमोसोम्स के 3 इंपॉर्टेंट फंक्शन है. ऐसे बहुत है बट हम लोग को टेक्स्ट में दिया है सिर्फ 3 इंपॉर्टेंट फंक्शन. फर्स्ट, इट इज़ केपेबल ऑफ सेल्फ रेप्लिकेशन. मतलब क्या होता है? ओके, जब एक सेल डिवाइड होता है तो सेल डिवीजन से पहले द क्रोमोसोम हैज़ टू गेट रेप्लिकेटेड. क्यों? बिकॉज every cell receives exact copy of the genetic information from the mother cell. तो जब 2 डॉटर सेल बनते हैं तो क्रोमोसोम्स को रेप्लिकेट होना पड़ता है. एक एग्जांपल लेते हैं. लेट्स कंसिडर आई हैव वन क्वेश्चन पेपर विथ मी बट आई हैव 2 स्टूडेंट्स. तो दोनों को मैं एक ही क्वेश्चन पेपर नहीं दूंगा, बच्चे कॉपी करेंगे. तो मैं क्या करता हूँ? मैं जेरोक्स करता हूँ. तो एक पेपर के कितने बन गए? 2. तो मैं दोनों पेपर मैं 2 बच्चों को दे सकता हूँ. तो दैट्स हाउ द क्रोमोसोम ऑल्सो हैज़ द सेम पॉइंट. द क्रोमोसोम ईजीली फर्स्ट रेप्लिकेट्स, दैट इज एग्जैक्ट कॉपी बनाता है खुद का, एंड इट is passed from the mother cell to both the daughter cell, and that's how the first function comes of chromosome, that is it is capable of self replication. Second, it plays a vital role in heredity, variation, mutation and evolutionary development in eukaryotic species. So you can see we have the first photograph. Heredity, that is transmission of characters from one generation to another generation. Variation, देखो हर एक जनरेशन में थोड़ा अलग दिखता है. that is all because of what we call it as chromosome, because heredity and variation is because of genes, but sir genes are located on the chromosomes. So indirectly अगर genes heredity and variation के लिए responsible है, that means chromosomes are actually responsible for heredity and variation. Second is mutation. We all know genes में mutation होता है. तो genes में mutation होता है इसीलिए पूरे organism में mutation दिखता है. अरे बट सर जीन्स किधर लोकेटेड है? क्रोमोसोम पे. तो ये डायरेक्टली देखा जाए तो जीन्स की वजह से म्यूटेशन आता है. तो दैट मीन्स अगर देखा जाए तो जीन्स आर लोकेटेड ऑन व्हाट? ऑन द क्रोमोसोम्स. तो म्यूटेशन इज बिकॉज ऑफ the chromosome, and obviously the last part, that is evolutionary development of the eukaryotic species, is all because of the genetics. But we all know the genes are located on the chromosome. That means I would say the heredity, variation, mutation and evolutionary relation or development of eukaryotic species are important functions of genes. That means they are important functions of chromosomes. That is the second important point. And the third important point, they are the carriers of the heredity, because we know that the genes are passed on from one generation to another generation, that is from parents to offspring. But sir, again the same point appears. What is the second point? Okay, second point states that genes are nothing but located on what? Chromosomes. That means chromosomes are the carriers of heredity, because they are being passed from the parents to the offspring. If you remember or recollect what we have stated in the chromosomal theory of inheritance, your gametes carry all the hereditary characters, and they are the link between the parents and the offspring. You can see, because gamete contain all the hereditary characters in the form of chromosomes, and chromosomes are being passed from one generation to another generation, and hence and only hence, that's why they are called as carriers of heredity. I hope you understand the concept till here. Okay, in our next lecture we'll be starting with the structure of chromosome and its various different types. So for the further updates, please keep posted by like, subscribe and sharing the video, so that we can easily understand biology in a simplest form. I hope you understand the concept clearly. We'll meet soon. Thank you students. Bye.